Let me make one thing clear. Failure is not your enemy. It's not some evil force sent to destroy you. It's a teacher, a builder, a blacksmith, hammering your soul into something unbreakable. Every time you fall, the world is asking one question: are you man enough to get back up? And if the answer is yes, then you're one step closer to becoming a machine, a weapon, a force of nature. Losers cry about failure. Winners use it as fuel. Failure is the spark that ignites beasts. Most men get hit once and quit. The strong ones get hit, spit out blood, and say, "Is that all you got?" If you can take your defeats and still move forward, you're no longer just a man. You're a monster in the making. The battlefield is full of broken boys who couldn't take the pressure. Don't be one of them. The truth is, success is built on piles of failure. You don't rise by accident. You rise because you've been kicked down more times than anyone else and kept climbing. Look around. Every great man you admire failed publicly, brutally. But the difference is they used it. They sharpened their will with it. They burned it as fuel to fly higher than the rest. You think comfort builds strength? It doesn't. Comfort builds softness. It builds excuses. It's failure, raw, unfiltered, and relentless. That forges strength. You failed? Good. That means you tried. That means you're in the game. Now use it. Get angry, get disciplined, and get better. Stop acting like a victim. Stand up and sharpen your sword. Waste men run from pain. That's why they stay average. They feel failure once and decide they're not cut out for greatness. But greatness doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't bow to your emotions. It bows to the relentless. It bows to those who fail 10 times and still come back swinging like it's round one. You want to be great? Embrace the pain. Own it. Let's get something straight. Life doesn't owe you success. It doesn't hand out rewards for participation. You either win or you learn. There's no third option. The men at the top didn't get lucky. They got broken, rebuilt themselves, and came back stronger. They turned every setback into a setup for something bigger. That's what beasts do. That's what you must do. The moment you realize failure isn't the end, everything changes. It becomes power. You stop fearing it. You welcome it. You look it in the eyes and say, "Thank you. Now watch what I do next." That's the mindset of killers. That's the DNA of winners. No whining, no retreat, just adaptation, evolution. Average minds complain. Elite minds compete. They don't cry when they lose. They analyze. They don't blame others. They take ownership. Every loss is a lesson, and every lesson is leverage. That's how you grow. That's how you build a mind that can't be shaken and a spirit that refuses to die. Most won't understand this, and that's why most stay broke, weak, and invisible. Failure is a test of your character. Anyone can smile when things go right, but who are you when the plan falls apart? Who are you when you get rejected, humiliated, overlooked? That's when the truth shows up. That's when the real men rise. If you can keep your eyes forward when everything's crashing down, you're a problem the world can't solve. Beasts don't need sympathy, they need fire. They need pressure. They need the pain of losing to awaken the hunger to win. If you fail, good. Now you've been baptized. Now you know how it feels. Now go prove to yourself and the world that you're not built to break. You're built to conquer. You're built to dominate. Weak men hide. Strong men hunt. Weak men complain. Strong men commit. Life separates them every single day. Your failures are a signal. It's time to upgrade, not to sulk, not to retreat, but to double down on discipline, triple down on focus. This is the time to become what they said you couldn't. If you can't handle failure, you'll never handle success. Because the truth is, success brings more pressure, more responsibility, more eyes watching. If failure breaks you, success will destroy you. So embrace the failures now. Learn the lessons now. Toughen your skin now. Become the man who can carry the crown before you earn it. Do you think kings were born ready? No, they were forged in chaos, crowned through suffering, hardened by loss. If you want the throne, you better be willing to bleed for it. There are no shortcuts, no cheat codes, only hours, wounds, and war. And every failure, it's a step toward the throne if you're man enough to keep marching. I don't care how many times you've been rejected. I don't care how far behind you think you are. The question is, are you ready to make failure your fuel? Are you done crying? Are you done doubting? Are you ready to rise with fire in your chest and a mission in your eyes? Because that's what this world respects. Relentless men on a mission. Don't let failure paralyze you. Let it weaponize you. Let it light a fire in your gut that never goes out. Let it drive you to train harder, think sharper, and execute like your life depends on it, because it does. Mediocrity is death in slow motion. You either evolve or you evaporate. How you respond to failure reveals your future. Do you retreat into comfort, or do you charge into the storm? Do you wallow in self-pity, or do you work in silence? Every second you spend complaining is a second your competition is working. Remember that. Let that sink in. Now ask yourself, who's hungrier? You've got two options: fold or fight. That's it. Folding is easy. Folding is warm. But folding builds a man you won't respect. Fighting hurts. Fighting burns. But it builds a man you can be proud of. It builds a legacy. And legacies aren't built on comfort. They're built on crushing failure and coming back stronger. There's no blueprint for greatness that doesn't involve loss. No empire ever rose without setbacks. So why do you think your journey should be easy? It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to break you so you can rebuild better. Stop avoiding the pain. Lean into it. Own it. Dominate it. You want strength? Earn it. You want respect? Prove it. You want success? Bleed for it. This world bows to the relentless, not the privileged. Your background doesn't matter. Your excuses don't matter. Your pain, that's the weapon. Wield it. Let every loss carve discipline into your soul. Discomfort is the birthplace of greatness. Let the pressure shape you. Let the failures refine you. While others run, you train. While others quit, you adapt. While others complain, you evolve. You're not here to be average. You're here to leave a mark so deep, the world never forgets your name. No one's coming to save you. No one owes you a second chance. If you fail and quit, that's your legacy, quitter. But if you fail and rise, now you're dangerous. Now you're rare. Now you're exactly what this world fears, a man who can't be broken. And when that man walks into a room, the whole energy changes. Don't be afraid to start over. Burn the blueprint if you have to. Begin again with better focus, stronger habits, sharper vision. Every time you fail, you're just trimming fat, removing weakness, finding out what doesn't work. That's progress. That's power. Don't resist it. Use it. Stop seeking comfort. Seek challenge. Seek pressure. Seek the kind of failure that forces growth. Pressure creates beasts. Weakness flees from it. Strength is born in it. You're either being molded by failure or you're being destroyed by it. Which one are you? You're not here to blend in. You're here to break the mold. You're not built to follow. You're built to lead. But leadership starts with owning your failures like a man. Not blaming, not whining, but grinding. You want to be a lion? Then stop thinking like a lamb. Own every scar, every bruise, every set. Your destiny isn't decided by your wins. It's decided by how you handle your losses. Will you use them, or will they use you? Will you weaponize them, or will they weaken you? Failure is the raw material of greatness. It's up to you what you make from it. Excuses or excellence is a war. And your only weapon is your will. Your only armor is your mindset. Every failure is another rep. Another step toward mastery, toward dominance, toward freedom. Most men won't get it. That's why most men stay soft, silent, and forgotten. But not you. Not if you decide that failure is fuel. You've got one life, one shot. You can waste it complaining, or you can spend it becoming a beast, a machine, a force that doesn't flinch at failure, but feeds off it. That's the difference between winners and spectators. The winner uses failure. The spectator watches him rise. You were born for more than comfort, born for more than just making it through. You were born to crush limits, break barriers, defy odds, and every failure is a call to arms, a chance to prove you're not done yet. So rise, not tomorrow, not next week, now, while the fire's still hot, While the pain still stings, look in the mirror. Do you see a man shaped by fear or a man sculpted by failure? Be honest. Then decide. Decide to become the kind of man who doesn't flinch, doesn't fold, and doesn't fail quietly. Make the world remember your name. Not because you never lost, but because you never stayed down. Remember this. You don't rise in spite of failure, you rise because of it. So embrace every fall, use every loss. Let it sharpen your edge and harden your resolve. Then go out and make your mark. Let your scars become your story. Let your pain become your power. And let every failure fuel your fire until the world bows to the beast you've become. Every excuse you feed yourself is a brick in the wall between you and greatness. You look at your failures as scars to hide instead of trophies to display. Stop lying. Embrace the brutal truth. Your past mistakes are the only proof you ever dared to risk. Stop whispering, "I can't," and start roaring, "Watch me." Own your failures like medals of courage, because they're proof you engaged the battle. Discipline isn't a concept, it's a ritual. You wake up when your body begs for rest. You grind when your mind begs for comfort. You study when your ego begs for praise. This relentless cycle shapes a warrior's schedule. Everything you do, or don't do, either feeds your future success or starves it. Every hour you waste is an opportunity you surrendered. Your mind is a muscle, and failure is the bench press you fear. The more you push through defeat, the stronger your mindset becomes. When that inner voice screams, "Give up," that's your cue to double down. That's the moment you separate yourself from the sheep. Pain is the gym of champions, and failure is the weight you lift to ascend beyond ordinary. Physical pain teaches mental mastery. The burn in your muscles, the ache in your lungs, the sting of sweat in your eyes, those are your instructors. They demand focus, toughness, and resilience. You either endure or defeat yourself through surrender. Embrace the discomfort. Let it remind you that every victory was once a battle you refused to lose. Competition is a mirror reflecting your hunger. You see someone better? Good. Now you know where to aim. You see someone stronger? Good. Now you know where to train. You see someone smarter? Good. Now you know which books to read. Failure shows you the gaps. Hunger drives you to fill them. Don't envy. Your environment either propels you or paralyzes you. Waste time with comfort seekers and you'll be comfortable in mediocrity. Surround yourself with relentless minds that challenge your limits and you'll constantly evolve. Failure is your data. Your team is your roadmap. Choose associates who demand your best, not sympathize with your worst. Each failure is a data point in your formula for success. Treat it like gold. Analyze it. Extract the lesson, implement the correction, and move on. Iteration is the secret of every empire. You refine your strategy through ruthless self-assessment. If you keep making the same mistakes, you ignore the most powerful tool at your disposal, your own experience. Process trumps passion every time. Passion ignites the flame, but process keeps it burning. Build systems that survive your emotions. When failure snuffs out your passion, your process will keep you moving. That's how you sustain momentum beyond inspiration. Failure can't break a system that's bulletproof. Your vision demands fuel, and failure is the richest source. Let every setback pour gasoline on your ambition. When you see your goal slipping away, you feel the heat. Good. That heat is your signal to accelerate. You don't slow down when the stakes rise, you throttle up. Greatness isn't cautious, it's calculated aggression. Discipline is your secret alliance with the future you want. Every time you bite your tongue instead of complaining, every time you choose action over comfort, you etch a promise into your destiny. Failure will knock, but your disciplined resolve will answer, not today. Over time, those small victories over yourself accumulate into an unbreakable fortress. Time is the most ruthless judge. It doesn't pause for your tears. It doesn't rewind for your excuses. Every second you waste is a verdict against your ambition. Treat time like currency. Invest it in workouts, in studies, in relentless improvement. The only way to outrun regret is to sprint through every moment with purpose. Momentum is forged in the furnace of consistent action. One victory begets another. One lesson learned propels you forward. Failure is the ignition switch. When you refuse to quit, that switch stays engaged. You become unstoppable. An avalanche of progress crushing every obstacle in your path. Throw away the old blueprint when it fails you. Draw a new one from the ashes of your setbacks. Customize it with lessons carved from defeat. Every detour, every roadblock, every wrong turn is part of the map to your summit. You're not lost, you're gathering intelligence. Leadership isn't about titles, it's about example. The man who bounces back from failure without complaint inspires more than someone born with privilege. Your resilience lights a fire in those who follow. Show them how to bleed, how to stand, how to dominate through adversity. That's real leadership. Fear's a liar in your head. It whispers you're not ready, you're not capable, you'll be exposed. Confront it with action. Every time you step into the arena, despite your fear, it loses strength. Failure may bruise your confidence, but each return to the fight rebuilds it stronger than before. Legacy is written in deeds, not words. You'll be remembered not for how many times you failed, but for how you leverage those failures to achieve the impossible. Build a track record of comebacks so legendary that your failures become footnotes to your greatness. Adopt the warrior's mindset. Every battle counts, every scar tells a story, every failure polishes your resolve. Sit quietly and your mind will betray you with doubts. Charge forward and your actions drown out the noise. Be a man of action. Obstacles are stepping stones in disguise. You either trip over them or use them as platforms to jump higher. The world throws challenges at you to see if you'll be crushed or if you'll climb. This is your call to arms. You've felt the sting of failure. You've tasted the bitterness of disappointment. Now light the fire underneath you. Refuse to be defined by your losses. Let them define the intensity of your pursuit. It's time to dominate. Stand now, with your chest out and your eyes locked on the horizon. Let the echoes of your past defeats fuel your charge. Each step forward is a declaration. I will not be broken. I will not be defeated. I will rise. Now go. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now. Take your failure, crush it, and use it as fuel to become the unbreakable force you were meant to be. Every setback is a summons to rise stronger. When you taste the bitterness of defeat, inhale it like the sharp scent of opportunity. Let it saturate your muscles, your mind, your very blood, because greatness is forged in the crucible of hardship. You're not here to float on the surface. You're here to dive into the depths, wrestle your limitations, and emerge unmatched. Surrender is for the weak. You're here to conquer. Comfort is the enemy of progress. It whispers sweet lies, promising safety if you stand still. But safety is a cage, and every moment spent cocooned in ease is a moment your potential goes unclaimed. Get uncomfortable. Chase the gnawing anxiety that follows you into the gym, the office, the lab, everywhere you go. That unease is proof you're alive, that you're still pushing the bar, still hungry for more. Your failures are bullets, each one embedding lessons into your armor. Collect them proudly. Load your chambers with every mistake, every misstep, every moment you thought you couldn't continue. Then march into the battlefield of life, unafraid, because you're armored by the very trials that would break lesser men. Let your scars be trophies on display, not wounds you hide. Forge your discipline with the anvil of routine. Wake before the sun, before doubt creeps in. Train when your body screams for rest. Study when your mind begs for distraction. These choices compound like interest. A single rep, a single page read, a single line of code written. They seem small alone, but they accumulate into a tsunami of progress. In the end, consistency wins where talent abandons ship. Fear is the coward's excuse. It's a shadow that seems massive until you shine the light of action on it. Step into your fear. Name it, wrestle it. Every time you face what scares you, you shrink its power. Failure may knock you down, but fear will keep you paralyzed. And that's a fate worse than falling. Conquer fear first. Failure becomes nothing but a punctuation mark in your epic saga. The world judges on results. It doesn't care about your intentions, your excuses, or your pedigree. It cares about outcomes. So deliver. Execute with precision. Plan with clarity. And when your plan crumbles, rebuild it faster and smarter. Treat every collapse as a microcosm of refinement. Identify the fault lines, reinforce them, then move forward with surgical accuracy. Mastery is a marathon, not a sprint. Endurance over intensity, pain over comfort, failure over stagnation. Every champion you admire has lost thousands of hours in the trenches, scrapping with defeat until they claimed victory. You think overnight success is real? It's a myth sold to the lazy. Real triumph is the product of relentless repetition in the face of endless obstacles. Surround yourself with people who amplify your ambition. Not cheerleaders, but warriors who push you beyond your brink. Your network determines your net worth. Allies who celebrate your failures as stepping stones, not tragedies. Seek those who demand more from you, who provoke you to dig deeper, run faster, think sharper. Iron sharpens iron, and you need the hardest metal you can find. Knowledge without application is vanity. You can read every book, watch every tutorial, and still fail if you don't act. Bridge the gap between theory and practice by implementing immediately. Build, test, fail, iterate. That's the cycle of champions. The faster you cycle, the quicker you ascend. Stop planning your success. Start executing your failures into fuel. When you're not flat, your reflection in the pavement is not your destiny. It's your challenge. Break the surface. Push through. The world is full of critics who will tell you to stay down, but the only verdict that matters is your own. Stand up, dust off, and don't just walk forward, run with vengeance. Let your comeback be so fierce it rewrites your past. Your body obeys the mind's orders. Strengthen your mindset and your body will follow. Feed your mind relentless positivity, disciplined routines, and unyielding purpose. Starve it of excuses, complaints, and fear. When your mind's battlefield is secured, your body becomes a weapon. Precise, powerful, unstoppable. Sacrifice is the price of victory. Family game nights, Netflix binges, endless scrolling. They're luxuries you'll reclaim once you've conquered your goals. But until then, view them as toxins clogging your ambition. Trade fleeting pleasures for permanent triumph. The choice is yours, a moment's comfort or a lifetime's legacy. Measure your life in growth, not in accolades. Titles, trophies, plaques. They're fleeting. Your true wealth is the man you become through struggle. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and respect the warrior who stared down failure and charged forward, you've achieved victory every day, regardless of the scoreboard. Embrace ruthless accountability. Blame is a dead end. You either own your results or remain powerless. When you fail, write down every misstep. Don't soften the truth with sugar-coated language. Face it raw. Then outline the exact steps you'll take to obliterate those weaknesses. No pity, no excuses, only progress. Dual mission demands unwavering focus. Distractions are seductive assassins. Social media, gossip, luxury, they steal your attention and dilute your impact. Create environments that limit temptation. Schedule deep work sessions. Guard your attention like a dragon guards its hoard. Your results will soar when your focus is absolute. Visualize your success with surgical clarity. See the moment you cross the finish line. Hear the roar of the crowd. Feel the weight of the prize, but don't stop there. Visualize the setbacks you'll face on the way. See yourself overcoming them. This blend of optimism and realism will prepare your mind to adapt when reality strikes back. Generosity to yourself and ruthlessness to your goals. That's the balance of excellence. Reward small victories with rest, reflection, and recalibration. Then attack the next hurdle with renewed ferocity. Burnout is the enemy of brilliance. Respect your energy, but never let regeneration become procrastination. Your legacy will be more than the battles won. It will be the lessons you pass on. Mentor someone who's still flinching at failure. Show them how to harness it. Teach them that in every collapse lies the blueprint for their ascent. Through that act, your own journey gains purpose beyond personal glory. The only guarantees in life are change and challenge. Adaptability is your edge. When the game changes, new algorithms, new competitors, new technologies. Don't cling to outdated strategies. Pivot, innovate, crush complacency with creativity. The beast you become is one that thrives on evolution, not resistance. Rest is not weakness, it's strategy. Even the strongest soldier needs to regroup. Schedule your recovery. Sleep, nutrition, reflection, these are your weapons of renewal. Without them, your body falters, your mind clouds, and every failure feels like the end instead of the impetus. Gratitude is the fuel for resilience. Appreciate the failures that taught you strength, the critiques that revealed blind spots, the obstacles that spurred innovation. Gratitude reframes trials as gifts, necessary steps on the path to power. Cultivate it daily and watch your vigor magnify. As you continue this relentless pursuit, remember, your journey is your message. It's one thing to speak about conquering failure. It's another to live it every day. Stay hungry, stay disciplined, stay brave. Let your life be the ultimate demonstration that every failure is fuel if you're man enough to harness it. You weren't born to be average. Deep down, you already know this. You weren't put on this earth to clock in, clock out, and fade into the background. You were made to build, dominate, lead, and leave your mark. But that version of you, the elite, relentless, disciplined beast, only surfaces when pressure is at its peak and everything feels like it's falling apart. That's when the real ones rise. That's when you prove you've got the guts to turn failure into fuel. Most people flinch when they hit a wall. They pull back, hide, and start questioning themselves. But winners, they run full speed into that wall, shatter it, and use the rubble to build their next step. That's what you need to become. The kind of man who sees setbacks not as signs to stop, but as signals to double down. The kind of man who takes defeat personally, not emotionally. You'll sulk, you sharpen. If you're still breathing, you're still in the fight. That means every day is a fresh opportunity to rewrite your story. Don't carry your past like a burden. Use it as a barbell. Let every bad decision, every wrong turn, every moment of regret become resistance training for your willpower. You don't erase failure, you evolve through it. That's what separates lions from sheep. Lions learn, sheep repeat. Excuses are chains. They keep you anchored to the life you claim you want to escape. I didn't have time. I'm just not built for this. I'm too tired. Stop. Those words are a virus killing your momentum. Rip them out of your vocabulary. Replace them with action. Replace them with resolve. Replace them with effort so undeniable that even failure can't keep up. You don't get stronger by avoiding pressure. You get stronger by walking into the fire and daring it to break you. Pressure doesn't destroy you. It reveals you. Every challenge you face strips away weakness and forces your potential to surface. If you're not under pressure, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're already dying. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You want to win? Good. But understand something. Winning doesn't come to the most talented. It comes to the most consistent. Talent is a gift. Consistency is a decision. And consistency, day after day in the face of pain, boredom, and disappointment is what builds champions. That's the grind most people run from. That's the grind you need to embrace like oxygen. You've got to be more than just motivated. You need to be obsessed. Motivation fades. It comes and goes with your mood. But obsession, that's permanent. That's what gets you up when the world says sleep. That's what makes you practice until your fingers bleed, train until your lungs burn, and work until your eyes sting. Obsession is the engine of greatness. Failure just adds more fuel. Let people doubt you. Let them underestimate you. Good. That's fuel too. While they talk, you build. While they sleep, you grind. While they laugh, you plan. One day, the results will speak so loudly, they'll silence every critic who ever dismissed you. And you won't need to say a word. Your success will do the screaming. Be ruthless with your time. Every second matters. You don't get time back. Wasting an hour watching nonsense. Wasting a week recovering from bad habits. That's energy you can't afford to lose. Treat your time like it's sacred. Plan it. Guard it. Use it. Because the man who controls his time controls his destiny. Weakness hides in comfort. Strength thrives in discomfort. You build grit by choosing the hard path on purpose. Don't avoid difficulty. Seek it out. The harder the task, the greater the transformation. Do the things others avoid. Wake up early, push past exhaustion, learn new skills, put yourself in situations where failure is possible and dominate anyway. Nothing will ever replace work. Not hope, not good vibes, not manifesting. You want results, you better put in reps. Mental reps, physical reps, emotional reps. Over and over and over again until your body moves with precision and your mind becomes unbreakable. Success is a habit, not a miracle. And when you fall, and you will, get up without complaint. Don't broadcast your pain. Don't beg for sympathy. Handle it privately, like a professional, like a beast. Use that pain as feedback. Reprogram your actions. Redirect your energy. Reignite your fire. Pain is not your punishment. It's your professor. Learn from it. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. You need clarity, hunger, and action. That's it. The world doesn't owe you a thing, but it will hand you everything if you outwork, outthink, and outlast everyone else. Let them doubt you. Let them bet against you. Then bury them in results.